Welcome to my presentation of Rethinking the Last Mile Logistics. My name is Henrik Moos. I am the CEO of Swipbox, and I'm honored to be able to spend the next 10 minutes with you giving a presentation on last mile logistics in the light of e-commerce. We will go through e-commerce value chain, we'll go through e-commerce and home delivery, and we will go through how we are rethinking the last mile logistics. In a traditional value chain, the producer manufactures the goods that is then transported to a wholesaler, to a retailer, in order for the consumers to buy the products, and the customers are then actually taking care of the last mile logistics in the way that they go to the store, they buy the goods, and they bring it home to use it themselves. But this is all changing because the characteristics of the traditional supply chain logistics was that there were large, predictable quantities from factories to wholesalers. There are smaller but still predictable quantities from wholesalers to retailers. And the last mile logistics is, as I mentioned, taken care of by the consumer. The major issue here is that both the wholesaler and the retailer requires profits. So in light of e-commerce, those two links in the value chain are cut out in order to save those profits, in order to provide the customers with lower prices. So the traditional e-commerce supply chain has cut out these two steps so that we now see that producers manufacture products, they have them shipped to giant retailers or third-party logistics companies. A giant retailer that we all know could be Amazon. A third-party logistics company known in Denmark would be Prime Cargo in Kolding. From these giant retailers and third-party logistics, parcel handlers, companies like FedEx, UPS, and so on and so forth, bring the parcels to the consumers' addresses. Now, in a traditional e-commerce logistics, there are still large predictable quantities that are being freighted from factories to giant e-retailers. But then, and this is the big problem, then there are single parcels from e-retailers that have to be brought to consumers' home addresses. And that's where I call it a traditional e-commerce logistics. Because in a traditional way of thinking, the consumer would always be represented by his or her home address. So the main issue here is home delivery to customers. Now, let's take a look at what home delivery really requires from a customer perspective. The way we see it, the modern urban human being lives an active polycentric life. Now, this might sound a little bit academic, but it really means that modern people today that do a lot of shopping on the internet, they don't necessarily see their apartment or their home address as the center of their activity. They might as well be in one city one day, another city in another day. They might be studying across the country. They might be traveling a lot, or they might spend most of their daytime, their spare time on a cafe, jamming with other people on what they are doing. So the home is not always the center. And the activity at the home address, and this is so for a large number of the population, is that the activity in the home is not in sync with the way that logistics parcel handlers want to deliver parcels. Because they have working hours just like the rest of us. So they would like to deliver the parcels between 8 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And at least for Denmark, but also for a large portion of Europe, nobody's home at that time. And also a characteristic of the modern human being is that I want the world to fit into my life. I don't want to adapt to others. So if I buy something on the internet, I want the parcels where it suits my agenda. I don't want to sit on the cafe having a nice discussion with my colleagues, and then I have to get back home to my apartment to receive a parcel. So this is really a challenge seen from the customer perspective. And the way some parcel handlers operate it today, if I'm not home when they deliver my parcel, I get a slip and then I need to go to the postal office to pick up the parcels, which are only open between 8 and 16. So in my personal case, if I need to pick up a parcel that was attempted delivered at my address, I need to wait until Saturday morning until I can get the parcel. So that is, in our opinion, out of sync with the modern urban human being. From a logistics perspective, it's not very attractive either, because delivering parcels at private homes, one parcel at a time, is a dead end. Because you need to have your lorry or your van driving around residential areas delivering one parcel at a time. It's not sustainable, it's not profitable, and again, it doesn't fit into the life of the modern urban human being. So this is really a big problem for the logistics business. They are losing money whenever they make a home delivery. So they would rather have a new way of delivering these parcels. So the way we see it, the new e-commerce supply chain that is in sync with both the needs of the parcel handlers and the customers will have to be like this. It's still the manufacturer that produces the goods. It's still going through giant retailers or third-party logistics. But then the parcel handlers need to find a way to deliver parcels to consumers. And the logistics challenge here is to find a way to deliver parcels to consumers, one parcel at a time, where and when it suits the customers, and still be profitable while doing so, and still be sustainable while doing so. And this is really a logistics challenge. And a lot of attempts have been put into overcoming this challenge, but I think we are now across the globe seeing a movement towards a solution for this. The solution is last mile automation. We're now focusing on how a parcel handler, in this case the logistics partner of Swipbox, TNT, can overcome the challenge of delivering a parcel to a consumer when it suits the agenda of the consumer. And the solution is to have a self-service last mile automation solution. So what it does is that the logistics company delivers the parcels into a self-service locker where the consumer pick up their parcels on their way. So what this does is, when placing these self-service stations in supermarkets, we achieve the following. We automate the last mile. That means that the parcel handler does not have to drive around a residential area with a van delivering one parcel at a time. He can deliver all the parcels for that residential area in the nearest supermarket, in the Swipbox, and people can go there to pick them up. So it allows the parcel handler to deliver multiple parcels, which makes his business profitable and sustainable. It's placed in the supermarkets where the customers come anyway. So they do not have to go out of their way to pick up a parcel from the post office where they have no other business than this parcel. We all have business in supermarkets. So the best way, the best synergy here is achieved by presenting the parcel to the people in their normal daily life. And we all go through the supermarkets. So it's convenient for the consumers, and it only takes a few seconds to pick up a parcel here. All you do is tap in a code and you pick up your parcel. So there's no standing in line to pick up your parcel. And you have access to this station throughout opening hours. So you can pick up your parcels from 8 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, and even further out in the evening in some locations. So this is really the sword that chops through the Gordic knot of being able to deliver multiple parcels to consumers. It's a station like this. This is an example from BillCane Fields here in Copenhagen. There's almost 100 lockers in this locker, so you can service 100 customers at one time, and you can post in parcels more than once a day. So the system really works in this way that the value chain is now that The system here integrates with the web shop, and the web shop notifies what kind of parcels it needs delivered. A parcel handler delivers the parcels. You are notified on email, SMS, phone app, homepage on where and when you can pick up your parcel. And more so, the web shop also is notified the instant that the parcel is picked up in the supermarket. So this is the way that the parcels will go from manufacturer to customer. And you can also return parcels in this flow. So you don't have to stand in line, go out of your way when you have to return something. It's just as easy as bringing the parcel out. So the conclusion here is that last mile automation allows parcel handlers to be more sustainable, be more profitable. The parcel delivery at self-service stations allows customers to bring parcels along during their daily routines. You're not going out of your way to pick up a parcel in a post office where you have no other business. You could say that the parcels are just as easy accessible as if you picked up a liter of milk on the shelf. So the last mile automation and delivery at the self-service station is really the solutions of the future. Now, this concludes my presentations. I would love to take your questions. However, you will have to send them to me on an email or look us up on Facebook at swipbox.com. And we'll be happy to answer your email. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention.